Welcome back. With us now is Bill Jones of the Jones Law Firm. We're talking about legal contempt. So we've kind of gone into how to avoid contempt and some things like that, and then what contempt is. And we've got two varieties or flavors of contempt. We've got civil and we've got criminal contempt. So I'll let you just talk in general about the civil, and then I'll take over for the criminal.
Sure. I know that, civil contempt is one of those things where the way that they explained it to us in law school anyway was you have the keys to release yourself from the jail. It's where you've done some action and you've got to comply with it in order to no longer be in contempt. It could be you owe $500 in child support. So once you pay that $500, you've purged yourself of that contempt. There can also be, even to the civil element of contempt, there can be a jail time associated with it that is not criminal contempt, which you'll talk about. I believe it's 10 days per civil contempt charge that the court finds you in contempt of. The other thing besides the fine, besides having to purge yourself, that I know that, I'm not the most expensive guy in town, but I'm not the cheapest either. And one thing that parties need to understand is you're not only looking at paying your own attorney to defend you against a petition for contempt, but if I represent someone and we try and hold you in contempt of court and we prevail, more than likely you're going to have to pay my attorney fees. So you're going to pay 2 attorneys if you violate that court order. So it's something I would strongly caution folks: sit down, take the time, read it, highlight it, and make sure you're complying with these orders. Because the parenting plan and the MDA, they merge into that final order. So it is as if the parenting plan and the MDA are part of that order.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that most times when you're going to see contempt, it's the contempt docket at 10 a.m. in the domestic stuff as far as in the civil courts in Memphis. And what's interesting to me about it is you have all these people that they don't think about it from the standpoint of, well, there's this court order here, that other party's violating it, so I should be able to violate it too. And that's the wrong thought pattern to have.
Absolutely.
The thought pattern with that is if you think for a second that you're not going to be in compliance with that on a regular and consistent basis, then you need to get an attorney and you need to move for modification of that order. Because if you do that, what you've done is it's no different, because the deciding factor on whether or not you've got contempt or this is what the judge thinks.
That's right.
And that judge, if you ask for permission, it is better than asking for forgiveness. And the situation with that is what we'll see sometimes is when somebody says, okay, well, it's no big deal. It's just Thanksgiving. I'm just going to leave the day before, and sure, my ex-spouse should have. That's supposed to be her weekend, but I'm going to take him anyway. And then you get into a situation where you can't go back in time. You can't get in a time machine. You can't make up that time. I mean, you can make up that time, but you can't make up Thanksgiving 2012.
Absolutely. And that's where I tell people, these are your kids. These are their memories. And yes, you need to preserve your rights. Yes, you need to make sure that they're following the order. But you need to talk with your attorney in making the decision whether to ask for civil or criminal contempt. You need to ask yourself, what are your kids going to think of you if you ask a judge to put mommy or daddy in jail?
Right.
I mean, what is your son or your daughter going to look at you and think about you if you do that? And certainly on these birthdays, on Christmas, on holidays, those are things that you're right, they can't be replaced.
Right. And
and they're not for us.
Yeah. It is so hard to be the bigger person,
Absolutely.
but you need to, instead of getting hit with a contempt petition. And that's basically where we've got to leave this, because our time is up for this edition of Legalese. I'd like to thank our guest for taking time out of his busy schedule and being with us and sharing his thoughts and insights. If you'd like more information about Legalese or any other program on GHS TV, please refer to our website at www.ghstv.org. Thank you for joining us today, and be sure to join us next month for more discussion on legal topics. Until then, I'm Vince Perryman. Thank you for watching.